Okay, well, YouTube likes to change things a lot, and they don't give clear instructions and how that affects everything that you do. So apparently, the links are lost to scheduled live streams. The second time I've had this happen, and you can't actually go live from a scheduled stream. It might be a issue with my Mac. I don't know, but or the way it's being displayed. But I'm using Chrome on my Mac, so I don't know what the deal is with YouTube. So anyway, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do, I was supposed to do a live stream last night, but I decided to spend more time with my wife, and, you know, that was actually really nice. We had a nice quiet night. So I'm going to do tonight, I'm going to try and power through this with love and relationship and singles. So I'm going to do each sign a quick love and relationship, and then a quick blip for singles, and try to just get through it and see where it goes. So I might get a little tongue-tied and twisted up here as I try to keep track of everything. And I forgot my iPad. I should have brought that down because it helps to have a second monitor, but I'm pretty much ready to go. I did ask, like, before I got started, so what's the theme tonight? I like to have an overall theme, like a collective theme. And, it's interesting. I like to use these little cards by Anna Cortez. And I got the nine of clubs. And so it was like and it was interesting. It's like, to me, it's like looking for the Holy Grail. But what's funny about it is I took a quick little walk to the store to have a little quiet time before I started, and I was just looking at the moon, and it just that card kind of reminds me of it. So, maybe some of us are looking for something that might feel like it's a big, far off dream, hope, or wish, or something that is unattainable. And it's just interesting how that to me came through with the moon, because the moon's the lesser light, and it's the light that it's not it's the moon isn't always illuminating as brightly depending on its phase. So sometimes the moon can be very dim, sometimes it can be very bright, and it was quite bright tonight. And it's like when the moon comes out, it's like we have to rely on our senses to find our way around and feel our way around. Sometimes we can't always see everything around us, and so it's like a training ground. It's learning to really rely on your inner knowing, your intuition. And so I feel like a lot of people are going through a lot of different things. The collective entirely is like going through a lot of big changes, and I think nobody's unscathed at this time in humanity on a global scale. And so I think it's just is a good time for really setting our intentions for what we really want for ourselves. What is it we're trying to accomplish? What is it that is most important to us right now at this time? I think this is like a big time to call for unity. There's enough division. There is enough, everything is just, people are so polarized, and the duality is off the hook. And to me, it makes me kind of sad, because this is a time where we should be coming together, loving one another, and not hating on one another. I can't even stand social media anymore. I hate it, despise it, I loathe it. So anyway, that's my little rant. It felt nice to kind of get away and to have a little reflection tonight. And so it's like looking for the Holy Grail, kind of trying to find what's most important to you. It might be something material, and it might not, but whatever it is that you're searching for, that you're really, truly wanting in your heart, is not a far off dream or unattainable. All right, so we're going to get started. I'm going to do fire signs first. Yeah, I know. It's like social media is just so toxic, and I'm sick of the toxicity. I do definitely just kind of loathe it anymore. So Aries, we're going to pull a couple cards for your love life, 7th to the 13th. And keep in mind, this isn't for everybody. It can't possibly be. We can't read cards for everybody on a big scale. So if this is for you, you'll know it's for you. And that's always my little disclaimer, you know, and if it's not for you, there's always another message on another day that might actually hit you and make a lot more sense. And always check your placements in your chart, because those actually might speak a little bit louder and clearer to you. So our charts are very diverse, you know. So Aries, what is happening for you in your love life, 7 to the 13th? I'm going to time stamp these. So if I'm looking away and not staring at the monitor here, it's because I'm multitasking. So we're going to start Aries at 6 minutes so I can time stamp these later and save myself the trouble. Page of Pentacles, nice. Strength and Judgment. All right, so you have to just you know, I don't like to use like kind of gender in readings, because to me gender is like, it doesn't really play a role. Things are ever changing. Roles can be reversed very easily. But I think that somebody's trying to you know, tempt you in your relationship. They're trying to offer you something that maybe is not for you. And I think that you have to hold fast to your values and morals. So there might be something that is kind of pulling you in two directions, is the way I see this. I always read cards intuitively, first and foremost, before I ever get down to the traditional meanings of tarot cards. So first impression to me, again, is like there's something that somebody's trying to entice you with, or trying to offer you. Oh, my cat is being bad. Anyway, and so you have to have um, a, a moment to decide what is like really true to your heart. Um, I don't see like this being like anything like too life changing, but there's just something that I feel like there's a direction you're being pulled in, and you might not want to go in that direction. So you have to make a decision, Aries. So what's most important for you at this time in your relationship? Is it what you want, or are you willing to sacrifice for your partner? So definitely a little bit of power struggle, or a little bit of not seeing totally eye to eye on something. So that's kind of the theme for you coming up in the next week. And I think that it just causes you to really kind of evaluate a few things for yourself and how your relationship is moving forward. And it might actually be a little bit of manipulation in a way, you know. They might be dangling a carrot out in front of you. So Aries, that's what's going on for you. And Aries singles, we're going to dig into that next. And we're going to start at 8:30. All right. I'm going to try not to get lost in this. And I got to pay attention to chat. That's not easy either. Yeah. Same stuff, different day. Okay, well, Lori Sue, you know, you're entitled to have your own channel and do your own thing, you know. That's all right. So 10 of Pentacles, singles, Aries singles, 9 of Cups, something that you hoped would be the big thing. It probably is your focal point, and you're not staying with that anymore. I feel like, okay, you had the hope of actually you know, something materializing in your life that was going to be something that was going to carry you forward and provide you with like that sense of arrival and fulfillment. It was going to be a good place for you to be in. And the 9 of Cups, it was like you were still holding on to that for some time, but I think you've decided that you have to let that go. And Aries, I feel like you're focused, singles, you're focused on something other than love and relationship. I think you're focused more on your personal stability, your well-being, and other aspects of your life. And so you might be abandoning some aspect of your life in respect to your finances and your material well-being. So Aries, I think that you're definitely very focused on achieving something, but you might be making changes or adapting to changes going on around what you've had planned for yourself. And so, you know, moving forward, you might actually decide that you have to make some changes and adapt to your circumstances in front of you this coming week. And I don't feel like it's a big change. I feel like your dream is still attainable. Your dream is still, you know, very much a part of your reality, but you might have to be willing to make some concessions and changes or adapt to your surroundings, and how things might be interfering, or you know, kind of how things are playing out around you in your personal space. You might actually have some people around you that don't see things the way that you see them, and so that might be affecting the way that you're looking at things also. So Aries singles, definitely love is not on the menu for you. This is all about you know, exactly what you want for yourself on a personal level, stability wise. And I think that's what you're thinking about the most right now. You have also the Knight of Wands fell out, so you are still going toward this. You're still pursuing it, but you're kind of looking back and judging things. I think this is actually a period of learning for you, learning from your mistakes and trying to decide, you know, what changes you need to make in order to make your dream and your goal a reality. So the Nine of Cups is not lost for you. It's still there, but you might have to move on from things in a way that isn't totally abandoning what you want for yourself, but it's like making some changes and adapting to things the way that you had originally planned. So Aries singles, that's kind of where you're at. You're not in the mode of love and relationships for some of you. Some of you, this is all about, you know, maintaining your stability and your personal well-being. And some of you might be not wanting that aspect of your life where you have a responsibility to somebody else, and you probably want to remain single. So yeah. So I do have a heckler in the crowd, and I always welcome the hecklers, you know, because definitely must be something really bothering them. You know, they can't handle it. So come on, you can heckle me. I can take it. I'll take hecklers all day long. I don't care. Hold on here. We're gonna do Sagittarius next, but let me do something here. There we go. Yeah, I could take anything, man. I've been through hell and high water the last 5 years of my life, and man, I could take anything. So um, I'm a testament to that. A lot of people don't believe the crap I went through. They think it's just is absolutely fictitious or it couldn't be that crazy, and it really was. It's all true. So maybe one day I'll share some of my stuff. But Sagittarius, love and relationship. You're starving for attention. Yeah. Okay. You know, I started doing this when the pandemic kind of started creeping in, and my wife said, "You know, you're always playing with tarot cards. You're always reading tarot cards. You're always doing this. You should actually maybe just start a YouTube channel." I thought, "You think?" You know, I kind of thought of that, so I did. You know, and that's all right. I'm gonna check out her channel, or if she has one, Lori Sue, Craig and Clammett, or something. But see what her style of reading tarot is. All right, Sagittarius. Nope, Leo. That's right, Leo. Leo's next. Leo, love and relationship. Oh, Knight of Cups. So, Nine of Wands. So somebody's rushing in, or maybe you want somebody to rush in. And the Nine of Wands, it might not be what you want, or this is something you might have to fight for. So this comes out to me very interesting. You know, it's not like to me this doesn't even play out as one kind of theme here. The Knight of Cups, somebody is either rushing in or wanting to rush in and profess their love for you, and I feel like this is already Leo, this is already something that's kind of in flux, or it's in flow, and you have the Nine of Wands here. It might be something you either have to fight for, or it might be something you have to fight off. I don't know which it is, but either way, it's going to call toward you this coming week to be strong, to have strength. You might have to actually tame some of your emotions in this. You might have to try and hold back and not get ahead of yourself, because I feel like there's an element of temptation in this for you for some reason. Temptation just pops out to me for some reason. It just like comes into my mind, and I do feel like, okay, um, you know, sometimes people present themselves or offer something to us that isn't always what it is cracked up to be, so you might have dealt with this person before, or you might be in your second go around, and so you might be really struggling with, is this going to be different this time around? So I do feel like you definitely have somebody rushing in, but this could be any scenario. It doesn't have to be how I said, obviously, but again, you might have to either um, resist temptation or fight this off, or you might be actually, you could actually be trying to resist this situation, whatever it is coming in. And I feel like this is definitely a male coming toward a female for some reason. But again, I don't like to assign gender in these things. Same reason I don't actually sign zodiacs to tarot cards, because I feel like it limits the scope of things. And that's not right or wrong. It's just my method. But you might have to, you might have trouble controlling yourself. You might have trouble controlling what you have to say to them, or you might have trouble controlling yourself, not giving in. So whichever way that applies, apply it how you will. And, that's kind of what's coming towards you, Aries or Leo. I keep saying Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I'm not getting them right. So that was Leo. And we're going to do Leo singles next all right. What's going on in chat? Oh, well, thank you. I think most Leos have a good heart, but I think sometimes we get a big head. I'm not gonna lie. All right, Leo singles. What's going on? I feel like a lot of Leo singles are trying to find themselves. I think they're still out there soul searching. Not everybody, of course, but I think, I talked about in the very beginning of the video, like searching for the Holy Grail, or looking for that one thing that is like seems so far off or unattainable. Leo singles, the Tower. And we got two, Knight of Pentacles and the Six of Swords. So Leo, singles, I feel like this is really a big change in your life. Something has happened to kind of clear things out, and I feel like you're kind of going on an adventure. You're going in pursuit of something that maybe isn't. Again, this to me doesn't feel like it's about love. You're pursuing something that I think you're doing some soul searching, trying to find your passion or something that gives you a sense of meaning. So the tower crashing down isn't always a negative thing. A lot of times, actually, the tower is a positive thing, because it means some things need to be cleared out, and it means some things need to change. And sometimes we can be resistant to change, and sometimes that has to be initiated by the universe, God, spirit, whatever, what have you. And so I think this is like you are finding or going on a bit of uh, a soul searching kind of mission. You're trying to find what is really a value to you and what is important to you. You might feel kind of disheartened right now too, because this kind of I feel like this is like a lonely place for you, but it's a good place, like a dark night of the soul a little bit. Not like a big crisis, but definitely like a dark night of the soul. Maybe waking up to some things that you weren't able to see before. So Leo singles, you also have the Six of Swords. This card can mean so many things, and I'm not going to take the literal meaning of this card. I just can't. I do feel like this is really looking ahead to like where you're going to go next, what you're going to do next, and feeling like you want to be alone actually at this time in your life, because when you're alone, you might feel that you are a little bit productive in your thoughts and kind of reorganizing and realigning things in your life. So Leo singles, this is definitely like a bit of a little mini journey for you, or a mini passage, rite of passage, some things to be found out, some things to learn about yourself. And this might be something that plays out over a long period of time. For some of you, it's probably not something that is short-lived. The tower changes a lot of things, and sometimes we have to accept these changes, or we have to adapt to them, and that's okay. But it does feel like this is a bit of a soul-searching kind of episode for you at this time in your life. And we're going to do Sagittarius, love and relationship at 21. When I'm done, you can ask a question, and if it hasn't gone too long, I'll gladly try and answer it for you. Cuddly Charlie. You have a very long name, so I'm just going to say the first part. Okay. So Sagittarius, if you've been through that like big breakup, that kind of abrupt ending, it's okay to go alone. So, or Leo. I'm on Sagittarius now. Like I said, I'm trying to power through this, and I'm looking at my list. And I felt like I might be overwhelmed tonight because I skipped last night. I wanted to cram them all. So, Leo, if you've been through that big breakup or that big disruption in your life, it's okay to go it alone. It's okay to have the dark night of the soul, because that's where you find yourself. That's where you find the next big good thing in your life. Oh, here we go. Sagittarius. Love and relationship. Strength. We got a lot of strength coming up. I think this is the third time. Knight of Wands. Is this the love that you want? Knight of Swords. So you might be in a relationship, or kind of in a semi non-committed, committed relationship, Sagittarius. And I think that you might be battling with whether or not this is for you, and having to communicate that maybe you're not ready to commit yet. You want to pursue this, but I think you want to pursue this at your own pace. And I feel that there's a conflict between you and your person about the pace of things and how they're moving along. I see the Knight of Wands, yeah, I want to have this relationship. I want to kind of move forward, but you want to move forward gently. You don't want to just rush in, like the song "Only Fools Rush In." But your person is kind of wants it their way, and so there might be a little bit of a struggle here coming up for you this week about the pace of your relationship and how that's progressing. So, keep an eye out. Definitely don't go against what it is you want for yourself. And don't just do what your person wants, because you might find that that kind of takes away from you at this time. Because if you need time to progress into a relationship, you need to allow that happen at your pace, not at somebody else's. And so if they're giving you an ultimatum, or if they're kind of being a little bit too I don't want to say forceful, but if they're being a little too pushy about it, you definitely have to put the brakes on and not let somebody push you into something you're not quite ready to commit 100% to. So that's Sagittarius. So we're going to do singles next for Sagittarius. And I think I'm going to use the, what am I going to use? I wanted to use the Dreamy Way, which I just did. So I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams instead. I don't want to use the same deck twice in a row. I give all these a really good shuffle before I start, but all right, Sagittarius singles. What's going on with Sagittarius singles? My daughter, so I have 3 boys that are 5 and under, okay? And it's like This is why I'm in my basement reading tarot, because it's the only place I can get away at like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And then I have a daughter, was married a long time. She's Sagittarius, and she's 20 now, and she is something else. So she teaches me a lot, but she's definitely a spitfire. All right, singles. Okay, Four of Swords. Again, I feel like that's soul searching, taking time away from a situation. Page of Wands. Maybe you're thinking about how to approach somebody or something that you want for yourself. And Three of Swords, you're worried about how that's going to turn out if you voice what you feel is on your heart. So Sagittarius, Four of Swords, you might be hesitant taking a break, or a little bit afraid to go towards somebody that you have in mind. Page of Wands again. You're trying to formulate how to communicate that. You're afraid that your communication, how you approach this person, might end in a little bit of heartbreak or rejection, Sagittarius. And I'm going to pull one more because I feel like I can't leave you hanging. We don't want to leave a single Sagittarius out there hanging on how to approach their person. I do feel like it's way too overthought, though. But let's give you one more. Sagittarius. Empress. So I think if you just gotta you gotta have the balls to do it and do it. I think it brings something a little bit unexpected. This might actually cause a new relationship to begin to bud. It might bring something new and exciting into your life. So Sagittarius, if you're holding back on communicating and you're sitting there lonely and single by yourself, and there's somebody that you really like, you really are impressed with, somebody that really kind of has you intrigued, don't overthink it. Just make the move, take them steps toward that person. Don't worry about the outcome. If the outcome isn't what you want it to be, that's okay. You just pick up and keep going. So we're going to do Gemini. Gemini, love and relationship. This is a lot to do all in one. Give these a quick shuffle. I'm going to use this deck over here. Hello, Crystal. I found it's so much easier to live stream, and I might live stream my general tarot readings. I don't know. It's so cumbersome recording and like doing all this stuff and then uploading them. It gets to be like a lot of work, and I don't have a lot of time. So Gemini, love and relationship. Gemini, what is going on with you? Temperance. You might have to pull back or not be... I feel like, to me, first thing I thought was like, okay, you might want to not wear your emotions on your sleeve so much, Gemini. I don't know why that came out like that, but you have the Five of Swords. I think if you do, somebody might take advantage of your position in your relationship. I think you have to communicate something or voice your opinion or how you feel about your relationship, and I think you might have a tendency to reveal your cards, no pun intended, too quickly, too soon. You're the Star. I think that no matter what happens in this, okay, the Star to me is like a manifestation of the Sun card down the road. So, the Star is our perspective, how close that manifestation is to us. A sun is a star is a sun. It just depends on the distance and how far it is, how far off it is. So I think you're being very careful, or you need to be very careful about your how you're communicating in your relationship and what's going on, because there might be some things that you might want to hold back saying because I do feel like you might be in a bit of a conflict with somebody in your relationship. You know, there might be some conflict, there might be some struggle, a power struggle, something going on, not seeing eye to eye, not being 100% on the same page about something. But I feel like, if you can kind of hold back a little bit, you can better judge the situation. And I think that ultimately what you want is um, you just want to be happy. You just want, you just want to be happy in a relationship. But if this relationship isn't for you, if this person is, I do, again, I said I read cards intuitively, first impression. I almost feel like somebody's might try and hold something against you. And that just might be even some words you might say or offer up a little too soon or too quickly, or about how you're feeling about something. So I don't know if that makes sense the way that came out, because sometimes when I get going, I ramble and it just kind of verbally vomits. But I feel like you gotta like tone it back a little bit, and be a better judge of character in the situation kind of coming up this week, because you might reveal too much about what you're thinking and feeling in your relationship, and you might want to kind of see where your person is coming from, because again, I feel like there's a little bit of conflict here. I think that ultimately the star is like you genuinely want to be happy, but I don't know if like this is like your happily ever after. I think this might be you having to decide if this is really the wish that you wanted, really what you had hoped for, if this is really truly it or not. So, Gemini, I don't like to be a downer, but it kind of just feels like this is a little all over the place, and maybe you're a little too far, or a little too quick to offer up how you're feeling and thinking about things, especially if somebody's a little bit narcissistic, or a little bit big-headed, And we're gonna do Gemini singles 32. I think I'll use the Gilded Tarot next. Let's do that. All right, Gemini singles. Almost halfway there. I'm so tired tonight. Oh, about everybody else, but I had a crazy week. Work was terrible. Everything else was like really hard. Just a downer. The sun. Okay. This is, to me, the sun is the best card in tarot, because it's like that ultimate realization and total illumination, uh, getting what you want. But it's also like empowerment, and it's also like the universe, spirit, God, what have you, really being in agreement with you, like what you want for yourself, it wants for you. This is having that. This is also being able to see things clear, a lot clearer, if you've had a hard time not being able to really see everything clearly. So, this is a good sign, because to me, again, I feel like this is always the best card to have, because it speaks so many different things in so many different situations. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It's the end of darkness. It's finally getting what you've been working so hard for. So, Gemini singles, you got something really good coming in this coming week, or the beginning of that starting to formulate or happen and materialize in your life. But is it about love, or is it about something else? I feel like a lot of people that are single are just kind of staying single, and it might be just because, everything that's going on. Oh, you have the world. Good God. That's amazing. The sun in the world. I'll take your place right now. And the Three of Cups. So you're getting something coming through this week. I feel like you have really good news. I think this is all about your efforts with whatever you've been pursuing in your life. And you have the Seven of Swords on the bottom of the deck. And I wanted to read that, because you might have come from a place that you were worried about, your stability. You could be worried about, or have been worried about, come out of a situation where things were like really unfair. I almost feel like this, to me, almost feels like slander in a way too. So you might have had some very unpleasant situations of late. And I think, just pushing through that, pursuing, being in pursuit of what you want, I think you're finally getting whatever you want coming up. And I mean within reason, don't quote me and say, well, you bought the lottery and you're going to win that lottery. That's not what I'm saying. It's like whatever you've been actually genuinely working toward and pursuing, whatever it is that you've really wanted for yourself, or whatever it is you really wanted clarity on, you finally get the big picture and it's coming in for you. This isn't like something this coming week is like just lands in your lap. To me, it's like finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. It's finally having the way clearly lit for you. And it's finally knowing the path moving forward. And this like ends some negativity in your past. I do feel like this card to me, it felt like slander as soon as I saw it. So you might have been through quite a bit of a battle with somebody. And so this is like finally getting out of that. And I think this is because of dedication, taking the high road, being committed to what it is you want for yourself. And so again, I feel like a lot of people that have been single are choosing to stay single because of things as they are in the world right now. But I think a lot of people that are single-minded right now, they want different things for themselves. Not doesn't mean they don't want a relationship. It just means that you might be in pursuit of something else that is more important to you at this time. And you have the Three of Cups, so you definitely have a reason to feel good coming up in the next week because you definitely finally see things change. There's a big shift. Dynamically, things might change in a big way for you. So. Gemini singles. I think that's really cool. I actually like this. This is like getting if you could get the cards, all the cards that you want in a deck. These are pretty cool to have all three of them together. And again, these are short readings. Like I said early on, this can't be for everybody. When I read a sign, it's not going to be for everybody. You'll know if it's for you because you'll feel it. It'll just click with you. Again, if it's not for you, then another message on another day might be better suited for you. So we're going to do Libra, love and relationship. I shuffled these, but let's give them another go. I'm trying to speed read tarot. Cancer singles. I'll try and see if I can, because Cancer is like almost to the end. I'll skip ahead after this and do Cancer for my friends down under. So Libra, love and relationship. What's going on with you? The Devil. Okay. What is that about? The Six of Swords. It's time to depart. Yeah, time to move on. This is very cut and dry, very simple. You might be struggling with that. The Sun comes out again. That leads you to a better understanding of your circumstances and situations. So, you could be dealing with somebody that's very toxic, narcissistic, somebody that is egotistical, somebody that is very difficult and even abusive, whether verbally or otherwise. I try to be careful what I say on YouTube. So, but you apply it how you will. Definitely, this is like, to me, is like wanting to get away from that entrapment. This is being trapped in a situation. And I think that, Libra, your relationship, it's like time to move on, time to get away from it. And I feel like it's almost like some of you are planning to move away in a quick hurry, and so generally, people watch these on the restream. So, for those of you out there, if you're in that kind of situation, it's definitely time to move on. Definitely time to sever ties. Time to go it alone. Time to go find yourself. Time to get yourself into a better place. And I think that gives you like a bigger understanding of things with the Sun coming out. Again, the Sun applies in so many different situations. And here, to me, this is like finally seeing the big picture and realizing that you are better off out of a situation that is so toxic and heavy. So Libra, I definitely feel like, and I missed that timestamp, but I feel like, this is definitely a time to move on and time to get away from something that is dragging you down. And it could apply in so many different ways, but it doesn't feel good. you know, but getting away from that, it's like, okay, you can finally see the way forward. You can finally see things for what they are. And so Cancer, you wanted me to do Cancer. All right. Cancer. Okay. It's Cancer singles is what you asked for, right? Okay, Cancer singles. I'm going to skip to Cancer singles. Tom Hardy. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Cancer singles. The devil, Cancer. Okay, we got stalker cards out tonight. What are you afraid of? You got the world. What are you afraid to go after? What are you holding yourself back from? What are you not letting yourself experience? Okay, Ace of Swords. So, Cancer singles. What are you afraid of? First thing I thought is like, okay, there is an element of fear here, and this might be like your shadow side. You might like talk negatively to yourself, or you might tell yourself you can't do certain things or you're not good enough. I don't know, but that's the vibe I get. And you might be actually afraid of. Some of you might be afraid of success. I might be afraid of pursuing something or someone, and that holds you back from really experiencing life and life for what it is. So I feel like this is something you got to break away from. Whatever it is that holds you back, whatever it is you're afraid to do, afraid to say, I think that you have to really disconnect yourself from that. You might be afraid of, like, you know, like I said, it's like your shadow side, being afraid of your shadow, or just not being confident enough. So I think that you hold yourself back when it comes to being brave enough, or just being willing to get over the element of fear when it comes to really wanting to do something that, or say something, or go towards somebody that you want to. And so again, it keeps you from experiencing life to its fullest, and it might leave you feeling in a dead end. I think, though, Ace of Swords, I think you have to talk yourself into this. I think you have to really have a little sit down with yourself, and maybe have some confidence building exercises. I don't know. So you might just be in a bit of a place where um, it's kind of hard to like break out of that, especially for those of you that have like maybe been through relationships in the past. Again, this is Cancer single, so if you've been through relationships in the past and you've been told you're one thing or the other that you're not, sometimes we start to believe things. Sometimes we can get a little bit brainwashed, you know. So I don't know, you know, if that maybe applies to you. It's just that element of fear, and it's like limiting your ability to really enjoy life and live life to its fullest. So I think that you really have to, uh, um, you know, get resolved to make a change, and just go with it. Try something new, try something different. Be brave. Really, this to me, Ace of Swords is about bravery for you. And so we'll do Cancer, love and relationship. I got somebody calling my on-call phone. That's just perfect. Living the life on call. All right. All right. Where am I at? I did Cancer singles, so we're going to do Cancer, love, and relationship. It's hard always being on call. It gets old, man. It gets old. Three Swords. Interesting. So what are you going through, Cancer? Page of Wands. You have to tell them how they made you feel. A lot of people say Three of Swords, third party card, third party situation. Yeah, it could be, and it couldn't be. It just depends, you know. So that's not how I take that. I just feel like this is like a big blow to um, maybe how your relationship has made you feel, or there's something in your relationship that made you feel really bad. And I think that you have to be willing to stand up for yourself and say what matters to you. So, Three of Swords to me, I'm not reading this as third party. Somebody's interfering or meddling. It can be, but I don't think I'm not taking that here. I don't generally read this card necessarily like that. It's kind of become the norm. But you know, to me, that's not it. It's just like this is a big disappointment. This is kind of like sometimes a crushing defeat, or sometimes this is just something that's really harsh and hard to handle. So I do feel like you have to communicate how you feel. If you communicate how you feel, the Two of Wands here, you get to, you know, you get to move forward. You get to move on. You get to go through that open door. Whether that's with this person or not, you know, that's a whole nother story, but at least you get some clarity and you get some closure and you get to move on. Whatever that means to you, you know, I think this is really about communication for you this week in your relationship. You know, whether you need to end things or whether you need to just speak your mind or stand up for yourself. Something has really made you feel very heavy hearted. And you know, maybe you're one of those people that like it's easy for that to happen over and over again, and then when you stand up for yourself, the other person just doesn't like it. They can't handle it because there's that element of always being a pushover. Got to communicate, got to say what you want, and if that person isn't receptive, you got to go through that door. Whether it's with them or without them, you have to move on. You can't let somebody continually constantly run over your emotions, and you know, be that way with you. So, um, Cancer, that was for you. And we're going to bounce back to Libra singles because I jumped around and I hope I got that right. We'll see if they leave me a message. I'll probably have to finish this up and, you know, go run out to work again. So, Libra singles. Five of Pentacles. Okay. Feeling lonely. Maybe rejection. Nine of Pentacles. What is that about? Three of Swords coming out again. Seems like we keep getting these few cards that are stalking us tonight. So definitely feeling like, you know, you've been through some rejection and you're still dealing with that. So Libra singles, you know, rejection is a hard thing to handle. But I think that Nine of Pentacles tells me you're better than that, and you can do better for yourself. But I think that you kind of wallow in this for a little bit, and you have to process it in order to, you know, in order to move on. But I think that, you know, you've been dealing with a little bit of grief over a past relationship for some time. Maybe it could be a week, a month, you know, hopefully not a year. You know, time to move on. But I think that you're just still kind of coping with the fallout of something. But I think the message here for you this week is you're better than that. You deserve better than that. You deserve to have more than you got out of this relationship. And it's really time to just kind of push past that, to not hold on to that situation anymore, because I think that if you can release yourself, you can get out of that feeling. All right. Libra. Okay, Aquarius. We're going to do Aquarius. I don't know what's going on upstairs. I think for a pipe fitter, I wouldn't have noisy pipes, but I do. I want to do Dreaming Way. Aquarius. Aquarius love and relationship. What is going on? All right. Eight of Wands. Are you sure this is what you want? First thing that comes to me when I see this. Judgment. Are you sure this is what you want? First thing I see when I see this. Like, you have to decide that this is what you want. Eight of Wands. I think definitely you have a hesitation, but I think you have a moment where you have to make sure you're just maybe you're just like, okay, my past relationships have kind of taught me to be a little bit careful. Maybe you're playing hard to get a little bit. I don't think that's it, but it's like, okay, are you sure this is what you want? Because if you commit to it, it's going to move forward, and it's probably going to move forward really fast. And so I feel like there's a little bit of hesitation. So you spend a little time this week thinking about that commitment. I feel like to me, it feels like a higher level of commitment. So it feels like there is a commitment, but is it like engagement? Is it marriage? Is it something else? Children? Who knows? So I feel like this is like really having a moment, like to decide, is this truly what I want? Is this the next step that's for me and for us? And once you kind of get to that point, you decide, make that decision. There you go, you're off, and things really start to pick up pace for you in that part of your life. So whatever is going on, whatever that higher level of commitment, that's how I feel it is. Like whatever that is about, that's the big picture. And we're going to do Aquarius singles. That is so funny. That is the funniest thing I've heard all day. What did I say was that? I'm on Taurus, right? I did Aquarius. No, Aquarius singles. All right, let me get focused here. Eight of Cups. Three Swords again tonight. Aquarius singles. And the Chariot. You got to quit living in the past. Quit fighting a battle. Quit fighting something that's already been done and decided it's over with. So Aquarius, you got to like let go of the past. I think to me, this is funny how this came out so fast. So, the Eight of Cups, we often say it's walking away. I think to me, this is walking towards something else, something better. It's not walking away. It's going toward your future, going towards something better. But in that is like this Three of Swords here. This is still feeling very weighed down. And I think this is like, it's time to let go. Quit fighting a battle that isn't worth fighting. Maybe you came out on top. Maybe you didn't. It doesn't matter anymore. It's time to just like get over it and get past it and move on. You have the Chariot here. Remember, the Chariot is pulled by horses. You are not the horses. Spirit is the horses, if that makes sense. I don't know if my English is coming out right, but you're just doing the driving. The work is being done for you. So it's time to just like get on that war wagon and make progress in your life. Let go of that. You can go so much farther if you just let go of the past, past hurt, the past heartache, the past things that were unpleasant. Again, you're not walking away from something. You're going toward your future. And I think that's the message for you tonight, Aquarius. It's time to get out of that hurt in that relationship that's probably ending or has ended. It's like almost something like it feels like really fresh. All right, what is going on with singles in Aquarius? Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll chat with you later. I got to finish this up too because I think I have a call I got to go on here. All right, Aquarius singles. Did that. It's Taurus now. I believe it's Taurus. Taurus love and relationship. Page of Pentacles. What is that about, Taurus? Two of Pentacles. Eight of Cups, Stalker card again. So we're getting stalked by some cards here. Death. I was going to say, you have to decide whether or not this relationship, this seems to me, Two of Pentacles is the first thing that stood out. Like sometimes this relationship is a lot about being a lot of work. And so it might be one day it might be good. The next day it might be like, you know, it's taking up more time than you want. It's consuming you. It's more work than a relationship should be. And so the Page of Pentacles is like, you know, having to kind of, you know, having to really speak your mind, say what it is you really think and feel about your situation, your circumstances. If you can't find some balance or some things to level out, you might very well be deciding that this just is too much for you. It's time to move on. The Death card comes out. It's time to make a change, or it's time for change to happen. Death card doesn't mean the relationship ends. It just means it's time for something to either change or time for you to move on. Taurus singles. And a shuffle. I need a drink of my seltzer. See you, man. Thanks, Frank. Taurus singles. Four of Pentacles. Awesome new foundation forming in your life. So this is like, to me, it's like getting on solid ground, or finding that you're finally in a place where you have your footing. So you might have been through a point in time where things felt a little unstable and shaky. So to me, this is like solid ground. It's like forming a new foundation, moving forward. So that is probably the theme for you. You might be going through that right now in your life. Queen of Pentacles. Again, this to me, like I said, it just feels like solid ground, forming a new foundation in your life. And it feels good. It feels like, okay, somebody I feel like kind of sees your vision. So you might actually have somebody that actually has their eye on you. And Wheel of Fortune, whatever is coming in. So you've probably been through something that has shooken your foundations. And I feel like the Four of Pentacles, as soon as I saw that, I felt like foundations, something solid, something underneath your feet. And so to me, this is like finally getting to a place where you've got solid footing. And there's like this feeling of there being stability kind of coming in and finally cementing in your life, solidifying. And the Queen of Pentacles, this to me, I almost feel like, though, this is somebody that might have their eye on you. They see the hard work that you've been doing, or that just might be somebody appreciating you for what you've been through and what you've been working on. But this to me is also about reaping the rewards of your hard work at the same time. So whatever that means, apply it how you will. But definitely, Four of Pentacles is the big thing this week. It's finally feeling like things are starting to get better. There isn't constant nagging feeling like things could fall apart at any moment. So it's like having firm footing. There's a reason to be happy, and there's a reason to take a big deep breath. And you have the Wheel of Fortune here, so something definitely changes for you come in the upcoming week. Doesn't have to be next week. It could be several weeks out, but this is like leading to that big change in your life. So I almost feel like I get serendipity or some like big what we call chance or whatever. Just something is aligning right for you, and it maybe just be starting next week. And this could be again several weeks down the road. It doesn't have to happen right away, but there is like a big change coming in for you that's going to better your situation. You're going to be going through some good things in the coming weeks and months. It feels very good, but I do feel like somebody. I don't know why when I see these cards, I feel like somebody is like eyeing you from a distance. So keep that in mind. And it might be a future romantic connection. It may not be, but it's definitely a feeling of appreciation. So again, apply that how you will for your current situation. We're going to do Virgo, love and relationship. Let's see where you're at, Virgo. And we'll be done soon. Let's use light seers. Whenever I stream like really, really late. So I'm gonna be really tired. Virgo, love and relationship. Death. Okay, to me, I like this deck because death is not like an end all. It's like an ending and a beginning, death and rebirth, something old and something new at the same time. The world, nice. Big change in your relationship. Could be about so many different things. The lovers, and I don't always read the lovers as the lovers, because if you study tarot and you like really get back into its roots and its origins, this is referred to as the choice. But I'm not going that route. I do feel like, to me, this is like something something old has changed, and now there like is a renewal. So to me, it almost feels like a renewal of a commitment, a renewal of trying to work things out, a renewal of something in a relationship that's positive, and it's a good thing, having that. I love how the death and rebirth card in this is, it emphasizes the rebirth. It's not the ending. This is like something has ended, something new has materialized, and to me, it's like a new commitment comes through. And it is finally feeling good about things. Like it's a complete change in energy. And I am reading the Lover's card here is like it's a renewed passion. So I'm definitely reading it that way, quite literally. So whatever is going on with you, some changes, some things being resolved, some situations being, changing for the better. So whatever that is, I think it's definitely a good feeling. So you might be going through some resolutions. Some of you might be going through counseling or therapy together, or it could just be working things out, hashing things out. It could be some personal things in your relationship or surrounding your relationship that are resolving. And no matter what it is, it's finally like this is over with, and it's time to feel good for a while, and it's time to reconnect. It's time to have things be about you and your partner. We're gonna do Virgo singles. Let's use this one here. Virgo singles. All right, 7 of coins, 7 of pentacles, or what have you. Four of swords. Some of you have been working really hard toward a goal. Some of you have been like really pushing, working a lot of hours. Your life has been engrossed in your stability, your material well-being, your job, or whatever it is that has been taking and consuming your time. You might feel like I'm not seeing all those rewards kind of come through for your hard work. So, I think that this week is like a little bit about just taking time to just disconnect. Time to, some of you need to meditate. Some of it's just just having some alone time or some time other than what you're putting all your energy into. And for some of you, this, it doesn't have to be work. It could be anything else that's like all consuming. And what you're putting into it, the flow is one way, and you're really not getting that flow back the other way. So it's a very unbalanced situation. And so there's this need to really just take a break. I really need to, reconnect with yourself. Even sometimes, if you're not getting enough sleep, not enough rest, this could be about that too. Five of Wands. So definitely, I do feel like this is like a time to recharge, a time to time for self care. So, excuse me. Definitely a time for self-care, time to take care of yourself. Just know that what you're putting into at this time in your life is going to kind of begin to flow back the other way at some point. But because it's not happening in the time frame that you want, it might be frustrating and it might be a little exhausting. And I think that the Ten of Wands here, I'm sorry, I thought I said five, but Ten of Wands, you don't have to be in that mentality where you're not getting what you want right away or the results aren't coming through. I think you could just like put that down, let it go, and know that eventually what you plant eventually does grow and it does bring something positive into your life. So again, your life right now is very much about work or something that is consuming your time. It could be any situation really, but this is really saying you need to take time for yourself, time to take a break, time to focus your energy on something else. Again, self-care is kind of where I see this going. Capricorn. Capricorn, love and relationship. And we're going to end it here pretty soon. I don't know why my throat's dry. I think it's all this talking. Three Swords. All right, Capricorn. What's going on in your relationship? I feel like some of you feel like you're not being told the truth. There's a secret, or there's just something in your heart of hearts, or there's something that you know because you have some evidence or facts behind you, and it's hurting you. It's causing you some trouble. And the Devil. So yeah, definitely, this is a time to decide if this is right for you, or you either got to air everything out, you got to make everything known. So I do feel like there's something you're holding inside is really causing you a lot of pain in your relationship. And I feel like it's taking a lot from you. It's robbing you of a lot. And this is you know it's like being trapped. It's like being the devil can sometimes like being in a literal prison or a cage, not literal but like feeling like that, confined, stuck in a situation that's unhealthy and toxic. So definitely have to do something about that this coming week. So a lot of things to think about when it comes to your relationship. What is it you need to make known? What is it you need to speak about in your relationship that isn't really out in the open? It's like the elephant in the room, but nobody's looking at it or addressing it. All this talking, man. All right, Capricorn singles. I had terrible allergies too, so all right. Let's see what's happening with you. I don't think I'm going to do this again where I cram both into one stream. It gets to be a little hectic. Did not do Pisces. That's coming up here in a few. All right. So, are you ready for it, Capricorn singles? The world, again, keeps coming out. Different decks, same card. Six of Swords. Again, same thing. And Four of Swords. A lot of stalkers. I want to see the bottom of the deck here. Capricorn singles. The Death card. So in order to get what you want, you have to be willing to make some changes. If you're wanting a relationship, if you're wanting a change in where you're living, if you want to change in your work, anything that's going on in your life for you singles, Capricorn, in order to get what you want, there's something that you have to change. Something has to change. You have to make a decision to uh, go one direction or the other. You have to make a decision to move forward with something, or you have to depart from a situation that's no longer benefiting you and it's holding you back. You have the Four of Swords here. You might have been hesitating. You might be holding off. You might be afraid to make a decision. You might be a little bit um, not so much reserved, but like delaying it and putting it off in hopes that things finally improve. But I see that like in order to get what you want, you have to be willing to go the distance. You got to make some changes. You might have to completely and totally depart from where you're at right now. So you have the Death card here. To me, it's like this is your choice to put an end to something that's holding you back, and not to resist change, not to wait too long to make some choices or decisions. Again, in order to get what you want, you have to go after it. So whatever it is that you are holding back from pursuing, whatever it is that you want out of your life right now, you have to be willing to let yourself go from. Some of you might be a situation that's holding you back, and it could be any type of interpersonal relationship. It could be anything that's holding you back. It could be a work situation that's holding you back. It could be a fear that's holding you back. But whatever's holding you back from getting where you want to be or what you want out of life right now, you have to be willing to take the steps and to not procrastinate. To me, this feels like procrastination because there's an element of fear, but you have the power to put an end to that and to make some changes. So that to me is the big theme for you in the upcoming week, is having to make some changes, being willing to make some changes, and not to just wait for something to show up on your doorstep in order to get what you want out of life right now. So I did Cancer. So we're going to go Scorpio, and then we have Pisces. So Scorpio. Oh, what deck to use? Let's see. Let's do this. Scorpio, love and relationship. Nine of Cups. The Devil. Again, stalking us. I don't like the Devil showing up here so much tonight. Kind of weird. Knight of Swords. All right, in order to get what you want, you have to I think maybe maybe you thought that you were getting what you wanted, and it's not. You thought that this relationship was going to be what you wanted. You thought maybe it was something else, and it's turning out to be something that is not good or healthy for you. And so you really want out of it. You want to move on, move past it. And or there's something in that relationship that has turned it complete 180, a completely total shift or change in direction in that relationship. Something out of nowhere could be even, and something is really bothering you. So it all of a sudden, this relationship you thought was going to be, you had such high hopes for, now all of a sudden there's something big in your face that needs to be dealt with. So you might have thought you were getting your wish even, and you might have thought that you were getting what you wanted and it was going to be great, and then you're realizing that that there's something very wrong here. You probably want to cut and run, and I almost feel like some of you might even be considering or thinking about ghosting on this relationship, or just completely just getting out of there as fast as you can. For others of you, this is really having to say what you need to say very quickly, and be truthful about it, and don't hold back. So whatever is going on in your relationship, definitely feels like something you thought that you had such high hopes for is no longer what you had hoped and dreamed it would be, or it was at one time and is now there's something very wrong and unstable in the relationship. And so something needs to happen. Definitely need to speak out, or some of you just need to get the hell out. And so this could be what that Knight of Swords is about. We're going to do Scorpio singles. And then Pisces. Use a shuffle before I put them away. Oh, let's do light seers again. Scorpio singles. I think some of you Scorpios are really craving a relationship. Seven of Pentacles. Hard work paying off. The World, Stalker card. Again, we have a lot of Stalker cards tonight. It's just crazy. And the Magician. So finally, something different. This is interesting. All right, so Scorpio singles. You know, you have the Seven of Pentacles, the World, and the Magician. Again, this is not a full and complete tarot reading. To me, it's like just a quick snapshot. It's just a little picture of what's going on in your upcoming week. And you have two major arcanas here that point to big changes to me, or big changes starting to manifest in your life. I think that you're finally seeing hard work pay off. And that hard work paying off is something that you've kind of been experiencing lately. You're starting to see things get better, improve in your life. I think some of you, you're feeling like, okay, you're more attractive because your stability and your, you know, personal business is kind of in check, and things are definitely going much better for you. Things are going well. So you definitely want the big picture. You want more out of life right now. So that might be really what this is about. That focuses, I want more out of life. I put so much into what I've gotten out of it to this point. You might have had to make a lot of changes, sacrifices along the way, but nonetheless, you put a lot of hard work into things, and that hard work is starting to manifest something new in your life. To me, this is manifesting with ease, because the Magician doesn't have to go look up, look up what it is he needs to do to manifest anything, or to bring something, will something into existence. He doesn't need to go shopping for his ingredients. He knows how to do things, or she, effortlessly. So this is like finally getting to a place where you're in a good place, so you're in a good energy, so there's less friction in getting what you want. So if you're finally at a place where you're looking for a relationship, you're looking for love, you're looking attractive, you're looking good to other people. It's like having that magnetic pull, because you got your shit together. And so this is a good feeling for you, and I think this is a good place to be in. But be patient, because things don't necessarily come in overnight. But I think this is a big, like, to me, I almost want to say, the world is your oyster. There's new things coming toward you if you want them. For some of you, it might not even be a relationship. Whatever it is, you're finally just feeling like things are good. That hard work is paid off, and I'm getting what I want out of life. But some of you want more, and some of you, if it's companionship, you're looking good. You're attractive to others in the sense that you have your stuff together. You're not a hot mess. So I think that's a good thing for you coming up in the week ahead. And I think it's a theme that plays out for you for many weeks, because you've really worked hard to get things, in a solid, firm order where there is not chaos and disarray. Some of you might have come from a very messy background, and then all of a sudden, you've had to work very hard to get things reorganized again. All right, so we're going to do Pisces, love and relationship. All right, let's see. Let's use this one. Marchetti. All right. Pisces, what's going on in your love life? Nine of Swords. All right. What's got you worried? Two of Pentacles. The Emperor. You have to speak your mind. For me, and I'm gonna look at the bottom of the deck, Seven of Cups. So for me, it was like you had a big dream, wish for your life with this person, and I think very quickly things are kind of soured. It's almost like somebody's an energy vampire. They became a burden, or they became a lot in your life too quickly, or they're causing some friction in your life. And I think maybe to me, the Nine of Swords is just about regret, about moving in too fast or committing too fast. But you might have felt like this was like the thing for you. It was your time. But I don't know. I think that maybe some of this is you got something that you didn't really realize what you were getting into. And so the Two of Pentacles, to me, it's almost like to me it feels like an illusion for some reason, or this is like duality, or there's something very dualistic in this, because there just is something that is not quite in balance. And it's like not for you to balance or juggle this. There's something about the person that is either very heavy or just kind of very they might be a little bit unstable even. So you might be finding out there's a lot more to this person that isn't really for you. And so it's very hard to kind of deal with right now. And so there's this feeling of regret. And there were big hopes, high hopes, but you have the Emperor here. So you have sovereignty, authority over your life, dominion. You are in control of your life. So ultimately, remember that coming up in the next week, you might have to take a stand. You might have to be assertive. You might have to stand your ground. And you might have to make decisions that are best for you and not for somebody else. So remember that, Pisces, that to me, this coming week is more about you and protecting what's yours, protecting what belongs to you, protecting your not just your resources or anything like that, but just protecting your well-being, what your interests are. So definitely a feeling of like having to stand up for yourself and be assertive, and maybe regain control of a situation, or even just separating from a situation, even regain control, a feeling of control in your life, where something just feels like it is just like really just out of whack. So Pisces, that is your love relationship. And again, keep in mind, this isn't for everybody. One of these little readings cannot be for everybody in their situation. So you have to apply it if it's meant for you. We'll do Pisces singles. And then I am going to end it. Use the Dreaming Way Tarot again. Pisces singles. Sorry about that loud noise there. The Lovers. Okay, what does that mean for you? Knight of Wands. And Death. So you got your eye on somebody, and is it the right time for you to make your move? Three of Swords. Living in the fear of the what if. You're hesitant. You're not ready to make your move. You're not ready to kind of reveal yourself. So there's definitely somebody you have your eye on. I don't always look at the Lovers again as a card of love and passion, and that's for many reasons. But so definitely, like, there's this Three of Swords, this worry of rejection, or being not accepted, or perhaps this is a rejection that's already happened, but I don't feel like it. I feel like the week coming ahead, there's definitely somebody you have your eye on, or somebody that you went toward, and you maybe were a little bit rejected, but I don't think that's happened. I think really this is about like having your eye on somebody, being hesitant to move forward, because of the fear of that rejection. And I feel like the Death card is here saying that, if you don't take action soon, you're not going to have the opportunity in the very near future. So if there's somebody you have your eye on, if there's somebody that you really want to be in hot pursuit over. There's somebody you want to move toward, and confess your feelings, or your idea of having some interest in them. You have a limited amount of time. That window closes soon and it ends, and that could be the regret. Three of Swords. There could be some regret in that, because you didn't do it in time, or you waited too long because of your hesitation. But I do think that if you go rushing in, if you but not overzealously, if you do pursue this, you'll never know. And it could actually turn out to be something very good and very interesting, or it could be just a learning experience for you. But definitely, to me, the death says you have a limited amount of time to, if there's somebody that you're interested in, to pursue that and to make yourself known. All right, so that's it. That's all signs. Finally, that was a lot to do in one live stream. I don't think I'll ever do both again like that, but I missed last night. And if anybody has a question, I can answer a question or two real quick, and I'm going to sign off and check my voicemail. So if anybody has a question, I'm going to give it like a countdown. So everybody that popped in and out, I appreciate it. Taking the time to watch. It's definitely different doing a live stream versus, just sitting down and having the quiet to kind of get centered and do a reading. Live stream is a little bit more pressure. Yeah, Crystal, go ahead. Anything you need to know. Okay, well, that's very vague, but let's explore that. All right. Anything you need to know. You don't have to say anything. Anything I need to know. Well, let's actually leave it at that, because that's kind of interesting. Serendipity. I think I said that word once tonight. How serendipitous, huh? Blessing for unity where there once was division. So interesting. So if you're having any kind of conflict, or you're trying to heal a situation or a relationship, or you're trying to reconnect with somebody from the past, or you're trying to work through a situation, this is all about kind of smoothing things over, or actually, reconnecting with somebody, or fixing a situation. So to me, this is almost like a blessing here, because these are blessing cards. And so if there's something playing out in your life that is a little bit of division, a little bit of needing to reconnect, fix something, even concede in a situation, it's like this is all about just mending a relationship, mending fences. And you have serendipity. So to me, this says be open to synchronicity coming up in your life. You might be seeing a lot of repeating numbers. For me, it's like always something with an 11 after it. And it's like my phone always rings at whatever 11. I get emails at whatever 11, text messages at whatever 11. It just happens consistently. So pay attention to that, because I think this is like saying something is trying to get your attention. Something is trying to get you to look at something or pay attention to something coming up in your life that is maybe good for you, or a big change, or it could even be something that just something that you need to know, something that you're not seeing. Sometimes when we see those things, it's like, hey, we're trying to get your attention. Let's see what else you got here. Should you move on, wait for your person? Give me, I don't tell anybody what they should do, but we'll explore that in a minute. So 4 of Wands. Definitely a reason to be happy coming up for you, Crystal, because this is about good things happening. This is about, it could be about engagements, marriage, having children. It could just be about something monumental or something important coming up in your life, or this could be about feeling good, feeling accomplished. So there's some definitely a good feeling coming up. And I apologize if you hear that noise, but definitely something good coming up for you. It feels good. There's a reason to be happy in your near future. What is that about? I don't know. Let's see. Six of Swords. So you might have some big changes in your life coming up, or you might be contemplating some big changes. Those big changes might be leading you to a better place with the uh, Four of Wands. And one more for you, Crystal. The Emperor. This is to me is really just having a little bit more control and say about things in your life. Maybe not being subjected to things that are out of your control so much. So I feel like there's definitely some change for you that's like about regaining some control or some aspect of feeling like you're back in control and some things in your life. Some changes coming in, but those changes are good. And serendipity is here, so those changes might actually be something that could actually be unexpected, and it actually could even be out of like this coming here, where if you definitely have had anything that needs to be kind of mended with somebody or a situation that kind of needs to be smoothed over, even it could be coming out of that, but that just might be an extra message off to the side for you. So definitely some good things coming ahead, but it's like feeling like you know being back in your own power, or having the feeling of being back in your own power moving ahead, Crystal. All right. And I'm going to answer one more. Always and forever, love and light. Okay. I have one, please. Should I move on or wait for my person? Well, I'm not going to tell you whether you should move on or wait for your person, but let's just say um, what the highest probability is if you wait. Let's just look at it that way. Let's simplify it. What happens if you wait? What could be the highest probability if you wait? Ten of Cups. If you wait, there's good things. Four of Wands. If you wait, there's more good things. If you wait, you can move on. Things will be good. I think definitely wait. That's just the way I see it. All right, guys, I got to sign off. Definitely have to sign off. I have to. I've left my wife upstairs for an hour and 30 minutes, and I have a phone call I got to attend to. You guys have a good night. Thanks for joining me, and for everybody on the restream, thanks for checking in. You know what? There's a problem with YouTube Studio, and the I schedule a stream, and then for some reason the button to go live from that scheduled stream is gone. It's not there. They made changes to live streams, and something is out of whack, and it's not out of the norm for YouTube to screw something up until they figure it out. Enough people complain to fix it, so that's probably why so many people didn't get a notification. But I think I'm going to look into that a little more tomorrow, so that doesn't happen again. But that's just the way it is. That's all right. I'd rather have like a small crowd. I couldn't handle more than 10, 15 people anyway on at a time. It'd be too much for me. So, but you guys are awesome. Thanks for joining me. I'm like truly humbled because, again, when I started this on a whim, because my wife suggested, you're always playing with them darn tarot cards. You're always doing readings. Maybe you should just start a channel. And I thought, yeah, maybe, and here I am. It's like 2,000 subscribers. I can't believe I even have one. It just kind of blows my mind. So, okay, well, you were surfing in, you discovered me, now you're leaving. Okay, I can hold on for one more. I tell you what, I'll hold on for one more if you subscribe. little swindle you out of a subscription here. Do you have a question, Cindy? Okay, yeah. Well, listen, you be back. We get back together. You're a loyal subscriber. Oh, okay. Well, City, of course, then. I was just playing, toying, because we were just talking about notifications being all screwed up and people not getting them. So, first, will you guys be back together? Judgment. That might ultimately be up to you. The devil. It might not be what you want or what's good for you. I think that no matter what you choose, um, it's going to be the right thing. It's going to be okay. But I think that you have to like kind of get real with yourself and decide if it's really right for you. It might not be what you truly want in the long run. Or maybe there's just some things you need to work through in order to make that happen. But nonetheless, Ace of Pentacles here is like, okay, things are starting new in that. So, you kind of have to apply it for your situation. Will you find love before the year ends? Okay, last question, and then I gotta go. Will you find love before the year ends? Let's ask the Light Seers Tarot. And then I gotta bug out of here. All right. Cindy, I'm not a traditional tarot reader where I assign zodiacs to cards because I feel like it limits the message because our charts are so diverse anyway, and so I feel like it just it's okay. It's for some people that do that, and some people don't do that. I just choose not to. That's just my method. I always read cards on first impression. To me, that's more important, first and foremost, before you get to the meaning of the card, because I feel like I have to read cards intuitively before I go, okay, Three of Swords means this, or Two of Wands means that. There's so much more to it in my opinion. So I don't like to just subscribe to say, oh, you got the Hierophant, so you're dealing with the Taurus, or you could be a Taurus, yada yada yada. So, but anyway, your question was, I know I digressed there. Will you find love before year end? I think you got something going on right now that's distracting you. I don't know. Something's got your attention, something else. What is it? I don't know. Okay, let's answer this real quick. The Hierophant. What do we just said this. This is like in our face, right? Okay, so you are a Taurus, and this is the card of a Taurus. And I did just get finished saying that I don't assign zodiacs to cards, but whatever. But anyway, so I think this is you finding some clarity and understanding in your life. I think this is also you breaking away from things that are a little bit institutional or traditional. So maybe this is you breaking out of your shell, and that might be what's holding you back. This is getting out of confinement of like worn out ideas and belief systems, maybe, or just it could be pressure from what people expect on you in life. So, like if you're, it could be parents or family or somebody expects you to be a certain way, act a certain way, do a certain thing. So, there could be something very traditional around you. Or it could just be breaking out of a way of being and opening up. So I think that is like that is like what's holding you back, is like being a little bit more open, being a little bit opening your eyes a little bit to other things that maybe you wouldn't really vibe with, and I don't mean doing anything that you be against your will, but it's like opening up yourself to more bigger horizons. So let's see what else you get. Yeah, right, Crystal. Two of Pentacles. Okay. And justice. You got to find balance in your life. There's something you got to work out. I felt like I said before I started, I felt like you had something that was kind of has a little bit more of your time or attention, or something that it just needs to be worked out. And so I think the Hierophant here is like you in your element, or you finding yourself, or you breaking out of a mold or something like that. I don't know. But it's like you really have to find some balance. You got to find something. You might have to put something down in order to get that to come into your life. You might have to make a trade-off. But this is really just getting back into like a balanced lifestyle of like if you're a workaholic, or if you're like being very spending a lot of time being very apathetic and kind of hidden away, whatever it is. It could be one extreme or the other. It's like trying to find balance in your life. And so I feel like that has to happen first. And we will pull one of these and we will end it. regeneration. So again, finding balance, coming into your own, and getting some things sorted out in your life. So I hope that I think I hope that makes sense for you. I hope it speaks something to you in your question to me. Um, so um, that's it. I'm gonna end it. I have to go. I have to answer the phone, and I have to. I left my wife alone for a long time. So um, anyway, guys, thanks for joining me tonight, and I appreciate it. And sorry you guys didn't get a notification. I got to figure something out with that. I don't know what's happening there. So, all right, thank you. You guys have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Thank you.